Konbanwa minasan. This is GokuFievel, here to give you guys a real quick update. Now, first of all, I want to answer some frequently asked questions I'm getting already. No, I haven't left yet, just a few more days. So yeah, I know it may seem like that because I haven't done any video uploads last week, but that's because I've been pulling double shifts at all my jobs. Because I need the extra spending money and I need paychecks when I get back. And what's sad is I did have my worst fear came up. I did have some surprise bills at the last minute, so there goes some of my spending money, but I do got backup. I didn't want to use it. But yeah, I do have some frequently asked questions about this sort of thing. But I also want to ask about you. I'm surprised I didn't get any video responses over the $2 thing. Come on. So to answer Clone Toast's question, feel free to vid response. Please tell me what you're going to do with the $2 a day thing. I'd love to hear some more responses about that. And yes, to the Disney thing, again, I said over and over again that that was a rumor. I met a lot of people thinking that I did, scared too many people over nothing. Again, this is it came from several sources and so on. And yes, so one person said, well, this wouldn't be so bad. I mean, yeah, look, when we look at the positive side of Disney maybe buying Funimation is that, obviously it'll give Funimation's animation a lot more openness. It'll give them a lot more access, be a lot more free reign. I'm just saying that Disney's got a sketchy, background over this. Anywho, want to talk about what I was hoping to do in Japan. Now, when I've told my coworkers and everybody else this, they are thinking that I am crazy to go to Japan by myself like this. They're like, every time I say I'm going to Japan, they're like, why? I mean, they have this reaction like I'm saying I'm going on vacation in Iraq and Afghanistan. What the? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, well, another thing, two people actually confused Japan for another country. And I was all like, it's freaking Japan! Home of Nintendo, anime, technology, Godzilla, hello! I've already had the really dumb question of the week, and he's probably watching right now. At one of my jobs, one guy said, so, when you're in Japan, you're gonna see the Great Wall of China? I was like, that's in China. Well, doesn't the wall go through Japan? No! So, yeah, I am going by myself. My parents think I'm nuts doing that. My mom is begging me to go with a group just out of sheer safety. All right, first of all, that would have been a lot more expensive. There was a travel agency did ask for a group special for around $2 to $3 grand, and I'm going for 1/3 of that. Yeah, sure, I would have seen a lot more of Japan that way, Osaka, Hiroshima, and all that jazz, but I'm just going to go see Tokyo. Another reason why is because I haven't had terrific experiences with the group tour thing, except once in Washington, D.C. That was really good. I went to Washington, D.C. for a week when I was in the 7th or 8th grade. And that was worth it. But that's where you really need a guide, to tell them the history of the place. But I think there was another time we had a guide and it did not go so well. But I had several, when I was still in high school, like right when I became an anime fan and started taking some little Japanese at first, some of my classmates went to Japan and they went on the strict tour thing. And I was like, oh, and they saw almost everything. They saw Tokyo, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. They saw a lot of stuff. And I was like, wow, you must have really brushed up on your Japanese doing that. And it's like, actually, dude, from the moment we got off the plane to the moment we got back on the plane, we didn't speak a word of Japanese. Everything was translated for us into English. And I'm like, what the hell's the point of going? You may as well just watch a documentary on the History Channel or something like that. I'm sorry, I find that crazy. Does anybody out there, people my age might remember this. Remember a Nickelodeon show called Rocko's Modern Life? There was an episode where Rocco goes to France, but he's got this a-hole for a tour guide. And it's like, oh, hey, look at that ugly guy over there. Oh, that's the ugliest guy I ever seen. Up to your left is a cloud. Yeah, take a picture of that cloud. And the tourists are all like taking pictures of everything. But in other words, he's touring everything in France except France. I don't want to do that. I want to actually get in there, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of it. I don't want to be just on the side. Obviously, I'm going to be a tourist and I'll stick out like a sore thumb, but I don't want to just get in the great. I will take a tour. I'm planning on getting a half-day tour bus deal, but I'm going myself. Again, everybody thinks I'm nuts doing that. Now, how do I feel? I'm not gonna lie to you. I am getting extremely nervous. Consider this a vlog. I am getting really scared. Actually, like the past week and a half, I've been more scared than excited. Like the week I booked it, I felt like I was going the next day, and then the last week I've been feeling more like, oh shit, and whatnot. Know what I'm saying? Because about a week ago, there was some Japanese foreign exchange students who came to the college near where I live for a meetup, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go meet up with these guys, right, and practice on them and whatnot. Wow, my Japanese was not up to speed as I thought it was. Pretty much made an ass of myself, actually. Actually, it's better that this happened here than over there. Because I was doing some more complex ones. Here's my thing with my Japanese. I've always had beginner level Japanese for 10 years. I've taken Japanese classes like 3 times. One in high school, twice in college, and then of course several times on the side. And then of course I always stop and then forget most of it and got to relearn it all over again. The Achilles heel for me in Japanese is the grammar. I always flunk the grammar in any class, but I'm nailing the grammar down finally. Took me 10 years, but or should I say jusai, juen. Anyway, so I was talking with some Japanese people and whatnot, and wow, I totally mispronounced some things. Understandable mispronounced things, but I'm talking like I asked a Japanese woman. I was trying to ask where she's from. Then there's several ways to say that, so I decided to do the more complicated way of saying it. To do a more advanced version. So I asked her, doko kara goshujin desu ka? Only I said goshujin desu ka, not goshushin desu ka. I literally asked, where is your husband? I meant to ask where you. There's 2 ways to say where you're from. The short way is doko kara kimashita ka. That's how you say where you're from. But I wanted to say goshushin. Goshushin. See, I did it again. Goshushin literally means place of origin, where you're from. You know what I'm saying? But I said goshujin, which means husband. So I'm literally asking her, where is your husband? And I said some other things to her, and she kind of felt like I was hitting on her. And then she just says, Koko des. And so I'm thinking she's saying she's from America now. So, oh, you're from here? Is it no Koko des? My husband's standing right here. You're hitting on me in front of my husband. It's like, oh shit. That is not what I meant to say. I meant to say, where are you from? And it's like, oh, she's like, Hokkaido desu. Hokkaido kara kimashita ka. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay. Then when I get to Japan, I need to call myself tourist hotel guest. So I was going to call myself Okyak-san. But I said Oak-san. Oak-san means wife. So that would have been really bad. Had I showed up at the hotel saying, Konnichiwa, watashi wa Oak-san desu. The hotel guy would have been like, okay, daijoubu desu. Felt like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, When Nature Calls, the scene where it's like, I represent the princess. I am a princess. Yeah, so it's Okyak-san means hotel guest or visitor or whatever. Okyak, just think oak and a yak is how I'm going to remember that. Everybody's going to say I got to call myself Gaijin and whatnot because Gaijin means foreigner, but I've heard very mixed reviews about that word. Because when I was going to call myself Gaijin, but I had a college professor tell me, no, don't call yourself Gaijin. That's a slang word. That's their word for illegal immigrant, or that's like calling a Mexican a beaner, or calling what I'm saying. Sure, guy. I've heard other people say, "Oh no, Gaijin's fine." You just you're a Gaijin. I don't know. Okyak-san has a nicer ring to it than gaijin. I can kind of see how that can be used negatively. Anyway, enough about that. Here is what I'm planning on doing when I'm in Tokyo. Well, okay, that's why I'm making this video. I am making this video because I want to ask you, vid response here, what should I do when I get to Tokyo? What do you want me to film for you guys? What do you want me to do when I get there? What do you want me to buy for you guys? I might buy a souvenir for someone. Or here's what I was planning on seeing for sure. I'm seeing Shinagawa. That's where my hotel is. I am definitely going to Akihabara. That's a given. I'm also going to go to Shinjuku, but I got to be honest, out of all the places, that's the place I'm most nervous about because I've heard through the grapevine that's where the most crime is sometimes. I mean, Tokyo's crime rate's very low compared to New York and other places, but Shinjuku, that would be where the Yakuza live. Whoosh. Yeah, but I've been told, the Yakuza, they'll leave you alone. They're not that stupid. You know, just don't piss off the Yakuza and you'll be fine. They're not, in fact, you're not even going to know they're there unless, you know, you're looking for them. But I've also decided that I am going to Narima. Now, let me ask you a question. Can anyone tell me what Narima is? That would be the place where Ranma is from. That is also the headquarters of Toei Animation and where several other anime studios are located. I thought the anime studios were located in Akihabara, so it's a good thing I did my research before I left, because I was focused on Akihabara, because that's Otaku Central. But I found out that that's the big hub, but that's not where the studios are. It's kind of like in Los Angeles, how you go to Disneyland, but Disney studios are actually in Burbank. And what's crazy is I went to Burbank 2 years ago, and I passed by the Disney studio and didn't even realize that. But so Akihabara, that's the Disneyland for anime, but the studios are in Narima. So yeah, I'm gonna go there. Both places, obviously. I doubt they'll give tours, but of course I'll ask. But here's the crazy thing. I gotta see a park, of course. I've heard a lot about Ueno Park, first the Central Park of Tokyo. But to be perfectly honest, you know what park I'm gonna go to? I am gonna go to Shakuji Koen. I'm gonna go to Shakuji Park. Why? Oh, nothing. Just that's the place where several Ranma 1/2 episodes have actually taken place. That's right. Rumiko Takahashi, she made Ranma when she did the drawings and she did the episodes. She based it off of actual locations. And remember the episode where Ryoga goes on a date with Akane and Ranma tries to sabotage it? That takes place at Shakuju Park. Just think Shak, Shaquille O'Neal, my name is Shaq. Shakuji. Just think Shakuji Park. Shakuji. So, Shakuji Park, or Shakuji Koen, as it's called. Yeah, and that for several other episodes have taken place there. Also, if Lady Dragon 767 is watching, she's going to be really jealous of this. Guess what I found out almost by accident is right next to Shinagawa. And I'm probably going to mispronounce this. That would be Azban Juban. Or Juban Azban. Sorry. Does anybody know what that is? It's like, gee, Azban Juban. That sounds so familiar. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, nothing. Just that is the home place of Sailor Moon. What dude? She's a fictitious character. She didn't exist. The creator, Naeko, she based, like Takahashi, she drew the Sailor Moon episodes off of actual locations within Tokyo. Yeah. So, I'm going there, too. And it's only not too far from my hotel. And, Sailor Moon's school is a real school. So, no, I'm not going to go inside. I'm just going to take pictures on the outside, if I can find it. But Ray's, my favorite Sailor Scout, Mars, her shrine is a real place. So, I'm going to go visit that. I've heard they do let tourists in. But I'm probably going to ask before I go in. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to Tokyo Disneyland. I thought I was at first, but I realized I got a lot less time than I thought I did. I'm really second guessing my trip. I just really wanted to go so badly. I just had to go just to get out of the way. But, well, another thing people think I'm crazy for, they think I'm nuts going for just 1 week. Actually, I'm not even going for a week. I'm going for far less than that. I mean, if you include flight times, I'm really only going to be there 3 full days, 4-ish, maybe even 5-ish days if the plane lands early.